How's it going, YouTube? It's Oscar back with another video. Today I'll be installing lowering springs on my 2014 S5. In the rears I got about 4 fingers, you know, and then the front I got probably a good solid 3 fingers in there. Last time I installed rear spacers, get it better, you know, got rear spacers in the rear. I went 20 mil in the rear, and originally I wanted to do 20 mil in the front, but they sent me the wrong ones, and then I saw somebody on Marketplace that had 17s for a better price, so I couldn't take up on that, you know. And it's honestly a couple of millimeters, and it's, you know, it does make a difference in the end. But hey, I'm pretty comfortable with this, you know. I really haven't driven it, just kept in the garage, and there's a meet coming up on Sunday, and I definitely want to get her in place, you know, on time. I opted out for JH Motorsports springs. Got a pretty good deal on them. This is the rear, and then obviously this longer one is the fronts. Now I just got to jack up the car and get started. So I took out a ruler just for those that are curious. So this is probably dead center, and at 27 inches in the front, and in the rear, I mean, and then I'm about 27 as well in the front, so pretty even. Yeah, I'll take off the ruler once we're done and see how much less we went. Alright, so we already finished the other side. I dropped it down. I was just trying to get through it. Honestly, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I went into it not knowing exactly, just because other YouTube videos out there, they've been like kind of iffy, if I'm being honest. One says one thing, one says the other, you know. So it's kind of one of those, like, you gotta do it on your own to find out. And so what I found out is that you turn on the music a little bit. So you have this bolt right here, right? These are 18 mils, right? You gotta disconnect right here. There's also an 18 mil. Then you gotta also remember, you go right back here. It's literally right here. It's literally this one right here that's connected to your caliper is the motor. Make sure to take this off, just because when you're prying down, this gets really tight, so it kind of gives you that ability so it doesn't, you know, snap or break. You could also, I mean, you're supposed to just disconnect it at that point, but I don't want to mess with any of the sensors right now, or just cause anything to go bad with the sensor, have it suck or something. That's just me. But if you're perfectly comfortable, that's all on you. And then you got to take off this. You got to take off your strut bolt right there, right? And that is an 18 mil, okay? No, sorry, that's a 21 mil. Damn, I'm really dark. But anyways, yeah, so that's a 21 mil. And also you gotta take off right here. You gotta take off your sway bar link. And then that's because, you know, it just gives you that ability, just the extra leverage, you know. And the one thing I've learned about installing springs is honestly that it's all about leverage, you know. It's a lot. So yeah, and then so I was saying earlier, like, I don't know how this comes off or anything like that. You know, it's pretty cool, you know, that the springs have the rear springs have, you know, when the debris and shit. Oh, I can't curse, but anyways, I'll go fuck. You have this is actually connected to your spring, right? So when you install it, I'll show you exactly how you gotta do that. All right, so we got the rear spring out, right? And as you can see, the side-by-side comparison, they're actually identical. The only difference is that, you know, the aftermarket ones, they're a lot thicker and there's more twists. So yeah, but other than that, they don't have any other difference. This side, the driver side, is actually pretty hard, just because you gotta keep in mind right here your gas filler. Yeah, so definitely gotta be careful of that. And this line right here, the air for your gas. Yeah, so these two, they kind of make it a little bit difficult, but you just gotta maneuver around and you should be able to get it out. I just got done with the rears, but now I gotta go do the fronts, which it's a lot harder, but hey, you know, I'm up for the challenge, so I gotta put her back and turn her around. So as you guys heard, I'm still stock. You know, I don't got any aftermarket exhaust. I don't even have a muffler delete, which is definitely next up. All I honestly have is just an intake. That's all I got, just intake. And then now I'm about to have springs, and yeah, so from what I'm aware of, you got to take off, so your strut mount bolts are up here. There's a couple here, and those you typically want to take them out last, just because it holds everything in place. You want to get everything else loose, and then once you take that out, you should be good. But yeah, I just gotta go ahead and start. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the front, jack up the front, and get started. Alright guys, so I got the front wheel off. Now, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take off this right here. You're gonna want to get like a socket in here, and you're probably gonna want to get a wrench in the back, you know, so it doesn't spin. This is an 18 mil. Also, you want to take off your sway bar link right here. There's also 18 mil. You could either disconnect it from the top or from the bottom, just whatever you feel comfortable with, just preference at this point. What else you gotta take off is this bolt right down here. I'm trying to do my best to show it. Right here, this right here, you're gonna want to take it off. It is also an 18 mil. Luckily Audi made it really easy for us and made everything 18 mils. And then I don't have the tool that where you would take this out and then it literally is and it expands it, and then you would have to hammer this out. I do not have that. I tried last time I tried installing them, the lowering springs, and I didn't have time. I tried prying it and it was just pretty sketch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just end up taking it off from here, loosening it up from here, and then it should come out. And then I got the top 4 bolts. These bolts right here are both 16 millimeters. Like I said, you're probably gonna want to get like a wrench or something. If you have a combo wrenches or some ratcheting wrenches, those are gonna be coming clutch because these are very tight spaces. Other than that, it should be easy, you know. Take these couple bolts off. This should slide down because this is what holds the actual strut in place. And then yeah. Alright, so we got the front strut out. Make sure you have your spring compressor out and the spring compressor on for safety, or else if you were to take this off, it's gonna be very dangerous and you can get really hurt. And obviously you don't want to get hurt. Yeah. Right here, these are the aftermarket ones. These are OEM ones. They look pretty similar, just like the rears. They're literally the same size, but just that, you know, aftermarket one has more coils than these ones than the OEM ones. But yeah, now let's go ahead and reverse everything, and we should put it in. Alright, so what I did for the front, right, is there is gonna be the socket right down here. Let me try and get a flashlight so I can get a better view for you guys. Alright, so there's gonna be a little nut right back there, and it's connected to your windshield washer. And so what I did is I loosened it, and then it gave me enough room to where I could be able to put a socket in, a wrench and a socket in there, and I was able to get it out. The hardest one is right, kind of hard to see, but it's that one right there. That one is probably the hardest one to get to, but you know, just add an extension and you should be good. Wow, that looks amazing. I really love that. So I got, it looks definitely looks a lot better. Got 2 fingers now in the front. That's crazy. And I started, what was it, 3-4 fingers? Now I'm only sitting at 2 fingers in the front. And then 2 fingers in the rear. Wow, that's amazing. That's perfect all around. Yep, 2 fingers. Wow, I'm excited to drive this. Definitely excited to drive this. But I did mess up, I'm not gonna lie. When I put the spacers on, I didn't realize that each lug nut was a different sizing for the fronts and the rears. As I said, the fronts I put 17 mils and in the rear I put 20 mils. I ended up putting the 20 mil lug nuts in the front, and they ended up rounding out a little bit, so I'm gonna have to go to the shop, rethread them, and then rethread the nuts. That's why right now I only have 2 holding it in. I got 3. Luckily I don't live too far from the shop,